An electric stream, nothing else, no other way to put it, just an electric stream. Grabbed a few trades, which we're gonna recap. Nice green day, love those. Some funny moments, obviously, and there's not gonna be a stream tomorrow, so today is Thursday, but it was basically like my Friday, which was just overall fun. If you didn't know, I am trading my 50K funded Apex accounts. Right now, they're 80% off. You can pass them in a day, and they're $85 lifetime activation fees with code TBM at checkout. And of course, these trades and these moments all happen on my live stream over at Trades by Matt, my main channel. Make sure you go follow over there. They're live every morning at market open. Let's go and dive into today's recap. Yo, good morning. Welcome. Happy Thursday. It looks like we pumped yesterday. I don't know. What was the percentage gain on this? Was it about 3% or something? 2%? I took my trade yesterday. I closed the platform. Did not see anything. I just came in and was like, wow, we're at the 19,200s. Turns out we pushed a little bit. 4 from the lows. Sick. News-wise today, we had PPI at 7:30, it looks like, and jobless claims. Other than that, we've got 4-week bills and bonds, 10:30 and noon. Won't be part of the stream, but just to be a heads up for 10:30 and noon. Well, we're opening up basically flat right now. We're at yesterday's close, 0.05% up. So literally flat. Markets are open. Watching VWAP, overnight highs, overnight lows. Value area is probably, lower, significantly lower, 19,070. So several hundred points lower. So as of right now, it's kind of like a break of the overnight lows or overnight highs. Seeing as we're opening below VWAP, maybe, we cracked 220s. We retraced yesterday a little bit. Nothing changes for me though. I'll be waiting for wick tests to appear. Wick tests or IB probably. It's kind of the name of the game these days for me, just to kind of force myself to be patient and wait for those A+ setups. Unless I see something that's like just a heavenly looking top or bottom candle on the 1-minute chart, maybe I'll take a stab at it. But kind of the plan right now, potentially some 1-minute price action trades. If a wick test pops up, taking the wick test, and if not, waiting for IB. Did you change your contract? No, I'll roll over on Monday. Like Monday will be the first day of the new contract for me. It's going to be kind of weird the next, 48 hours with rollover and all of that, just because a lot of those things that we look at are getting split, and like liquidity will sometimes be really, really wonky during rollover as people are repositioning and things like that. And so you'll see like really big orders that just get like consistently filled over and over again without like doing much. And there's just like some weird stuff that we might notice. I'm just calling it out as like an observation point. Not saying it's going to happen, and like I'll still be trading the same way I do, but just pointing it out there that it means, it could be weird. There it is. With 5 seconds to spare. All right, here we go. September 12th, Thursday. Which is faster, hot or cold? Hot, because you can catch a cold. It's like, that's a pretty good dad joke, I feel like. Kind of stupid. And then we have tomorrow, Friday the 13th. Why haven't aliens visited our solar system yet? Because they read our reviews. Only 1 star. God. I hate that that's funny to me. That one is definitely a dad joke. I feel like that's like pretty solid dad joke. Wow. Okay, we're still chopping at VWAP. It's just like the chop is like 50 points. I mean, literally 80s to like, 80s, 40 points. High 80s to low 40s on single 1-minute candles. So 40 point chop so far.
I like the alien joke. The first one gets the constellation prize.
That's solid. That's honestly pretty solid. Wick test maybe? Yeah, maybe. It's just like, ooh, do you really want to take that? I don't know. Taking a wick test in the middle of the range right now, which is also like right where the bottom of the range was previously, to where it, man, you get filled there and it decides to accept back into that range. It's going to be a quick 30 points against you, which would suck. Not my favorite spot for one, to be honest. I do not like wick tests when it's chopping, because a lot of times the wicks are in the middle of the range. It looks like the very first test of it works, right? For at least 10. Like, it worked for 10. But this is kind of what I thought was going to be happening with it, was the quick push up. And like, yeah, if it works for 10, it works for 10, right? But I just don't trust this part of it. And this candle's almost 100 points top to bottom. And like, look, this was that's a full fill. So like the trade, the wick test still played, right? That's a full fill without getting stopped, right? Because the stop is at the red line. In a perfect world, assuming that you're capable of having it be the way that it needs to be based on volatility, etc., right? But this was like a 30-point stop. So it was from 50 to 77. So 27 points, but you just ran to 27 points in the money to the tick. I mean, $500 plus on that. It took $250 of drawdown or something for a $500 trade. It still makes sense. It's just a little sketchy. Is there a lot of corn growing in Texas? There's a lot of corn in Texas. See, like, look at this doji off of the 20s here. Kind of an interesting spot. After a pretty nice, like, 100-point ripper. Okay, sick. I was literally just about to pull the trigger. A little slow. That's on me. Well, the slap was pretty short-lived, to be honest. This just makes me think, like, if you buy it up after that, it just kind of makes me think that we really are truly hunting that overnight high. And another doji up here. It's tempting, man. It's tempting. It's very tempting for me to want to take the cheap trade where it's like I have a stop at 42 and if I can get filled at like 36 or 37, you know? But with this block up here, it's a little less tempting. And I'm sure Delta's just like, oh, it's not really doing that much. Why not join the trend? I don't see any spot that really makes sense to get in, to be honest. Maybe 20 there. 100-point move without any pullback. I'll join the trend after IB. If we kind of hang up here for the next 10 minutes, I'll play an IB breakout. All right. 30 seconds till IB is closing out here. We have the block above. It would look... That was not what I wanted to do. I'm killing that instantly. I lost $25 there, but that's not what I wanted to do. So I meant to do this. Just a friendly reminder, if you're ever stuck in a trade that, like, if you ever enter a trade that you're not supposed to be in, like you didn't mean to get into it, your best option is just to kill it immediately. Take the little, like, learning pain to the chin and move on, because it's just not worth it, man. You're gonna get stuck in something you don't want to be in because you're like, well, what if it works? Maybe that was God moving my mouse. And so then you stay in it and all of a sudden you're like down like $300 on a trade that you didn't want to be in to begin with. And you're like, why did I do that? Just kill the trade. Do what I just did. I think that was a good example. I didn't mean to be in it. I immediately close it out and you move on with your life. We've all been, I have been in that situation. I'm preaching from experience here. I've been in that situation where I accidentally get into something and I'm like, maybe it works. I can kind of see why this would work, actually. Maybe I should just stay in it. It's not a good idea. I'm in on the IB attempted breakout here. It's not doing anything yet.
Miss you, broken heart.
Okay, so what we did yesterday has not worked today. 5-minute structure's not there either. I'm gonna give it just a second. The double test. No love yet.
One day we will be reunited.
Bro's just gonna charge back these ASAP, am I right? If not, appreciate the 100, but like the joke's over. Go run the block. Stops break even.
MFF.
My stop is break even because I just don't trust it. And we talked about moving it after the 3 to 5 point move. And even then, I'm about to get stopped out, it looks like, and couldn't get filled by a tick. Or maybe that's just the retest, right? And I do get filled out. Okay, I take 10 points there. Not worth it. Would much have rathered, dude. It seems like a toss-up. Maybe there I should have had the actual IB. So like yesterday I front ran it and we had all of that momentum pushing us through and it worked out really well, right? Like we still have a bunch of size up. I like the moves up still. It's just like it's a learning. I mean, I'm to be honest, I'm like figuring the breakout side out right now, real time, right? So y'all get to like see it and hear my thoughts on what
Thanks
I'm learning.
for the shout the other day. Keep up the good work, Matt. Fire.
Is this just gonna become prop firms just spending $20 for a shout out? GG's, Brett. Okay. Slaps. So what I was saying was maybe it does require it to be on like to the tick of IB and stop like not trying to be like greedy for a few points or a few ticks before, because then it like kind of leaves you with this stuff. And I feel like if you actually tap it, like double top it, it goes through. So maybe that's the play moving forward. Okay. Sick. Okay. VWAP always bounces, right, bro? That's a 100-point candle in 1 minute. Anyways, that's my kind of analysis on the IB trade there. Obviously, this trade, I didn't mean to be in it, so I killed it immediately. This trade, I took 7 or 8 or maybe 10 points of drawdown for a 10-point winner. So I'm up $175 because I lost $25 on this trade. So I'm up $175 on my 20 accounts right now, or 175 times 20. Obviously, the move to break even stop there was good. I stand by that. That makes a lot of sense. Got filled out. This is a nasty candles. But I think the play is potentially just put it on IB and take the slippage if it comes. Because that's now 2 out of the 3 that didn't have any crazy slippage. With the first one that I had, that first breakout I had, being like crazy slippage, 7 points or something. So maybe I just take the slippage if it comes. I don't know. We'll see. That's my analysis on the trade for moving forward. So that was a nasty, literally 110-point slap. Or in a single candle, 60 to, yeah, 100 points, almost to the tick in the 1 minute candle. Bouncing off VWAP so far, but that was kind of rowdy. Financial juice doesn't show anything that I see. So I think that just might have been like rollover, man. Rollover slaps. All right, so as of right now, I'm up $3,420 and 80 cents. But we're just gonna go ahead and call it 3,420 because we'll wait and see what else happens. Banana.
I miss you more than the prop firms can afford. Dinner on me.
Actually, Goose, I gotta ask. Do you trade breakouts or do you only trade retests of IB? If y'all didn't know, initial balance was actually the idea of it I found from Goose. Banana bread trades. Yesterday's breakout worked out as a charm. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yesterday's was so clean. Yesterday was incredibly clean.
We promise not to treat you like MFF. And take you to 2 dinners. Sorry, banana.
Andrew's gonna get fat. Yeah. Andrew's popping champagne. Like, let's go! Pause.
Guy's a world-class air digger. An air water?
That was me exploding a champagne bottle. Yeah. Rip. Rip. L's, F's, everything. Somebody needs to clip it to Julia ASAP. Yo, chill. I think this is my favorite. This is one of my favorite memes to come out of the Discord, is the thumbnails for Editor Andrew to use. This happened one day when Editor Andrew was gone, and so the chat started making paint thumbnails for him for the recap, and it's one of my favorite things to pop out of it. Value area high, and this area 305s to 320s probably is kind of interesting. On if we are going to be balanced or not. I don't know if we're going to be balanced, but interesting spot nonetheless.
What do you think about a stab long here? LLLLLLL.
I was actually thinking about a stab short, to be honest. I just want to do it in a cheap way. You know what I mean? And I feel like waiting for 320 is a little bit of a cheaper way to do that. I'm watching to see, like, are we going to run this or not? 340s. I like this area to, like, for us to roll over, but I'm not willing to be the first person to pull the trigger on that. On a good looking, like, several candles in a row. I'm not going to be the first person to step in front of it, so I'm not going to. So with this kind of candle here, like the 20s, I think something like that would be really interesting. Did I really just barely miss? Okay, I didn't barely miss. I just probably missed it by what? How many points do we think? I say 2 points. I got filled short here off the doji, off the nice push. Looking for a baby sweep of the prior low. I'm gonna go and move this break even. Because if we push these highs, then it's gonna rip. Probably get stopped out. But missed my stop by a tick, missed the fill by a tick. There it is. Okay. That's good. Happy with that. It's a nice trade. Missing the stop by a tick was that was nice, and that's one of those things that I talk about on, like, sometimes you miss your fills by a tick, sometimes you just get lucky by a tick too. It just depends on the order flow. I think it's purely luck there, to be honest. I definitely wasn't gonna not have my stop break even there, but just playing. I mean, I talked about it at the beginning of the day. I was like, I'm gonna take wick tests, initial balance trade, and price action doji toppers if it's been a nice move to the upside, and we're right around that time of day where these start playing a little better. I don't like doing these right off the open. It's usually too volatile. But, you know, come 10:30, 11, when everything starts slowing down, these typically play a little better.